Whether through fable, fallacy, or fairy tale, there are many things we believe we know about animals that are simply incorrect. These animal myths have been handed down through generations, solidifying in our minds as truths. Yet when scrutinized, they crumble under the weight of facts. From ostriches burying their heads in the sand to elephants' love for peanuts, these myths will be debunked in the following scenes. So let's dive into the world of animals and separate fact from fiction. The first myth we're tackling is the belief that ostriches bury their heads in the sand. This enduring myth likely has its roots in the ostrich's unique defensive behavior. When threatened, ostriches will lie flat on the ground, stretching their long necks out and blending in with their surroundings. This can give the illusion that they've buried their heads in the sand, when in fact they're just trying to stay incognito. So, no head burying for these birds, just a clever way to stay hidden. Next up, the myth that all bats are blind. This misconception might have stemmed from bats' nocturnal habits and their uncanny ability to navigate in the dark. But the truth is, bats aren't blind. In fact, they have quite good vision. Many species go a step further, employing a fascinating technique known as echolocation to navigate with precision in the dark. It's a system so effective that it's inspired innovations in human technology. Bats might love the night, but they're not blind. Ever heard that goldfish only have a 3-second memory? This myth has been swirling around for years, suggesting these vibrant little creatures are forgetful swimmers. It's amusing to picture, but it's far from the truth. In reality, studies have shown that goldfish are capable of remembering things for at least 3 months. They can even learn and remember complex routines. So next time you see a goldfish, remember this. Goldfish might be small, but their memories are certainly not. Let's move on to the myth that elephants love peanuts. This endearing belief likely stems from old circus traditions. It was common to see images of children feeding peanuts to elephants at carnivals or in storybooks. But how much truth is there in this tale? In reality, peanuts are not a part of an elephant's natural diet, and they don't eat them in the wild. Elephants are herbivores, feasting on a smorgasbord of grasses, leaves, bamboo, bark, and roots. In fact, a mature elephant can eat up to 300 pounds of vegetation in a single day. Peanuts? Not so much. While they won't turn their trunks up at them, they don't seek them out either. They're simply too small to be of any real interest or nutritional value to such a large creature. So, the next time you're at the zoo, don't feel bad if you forgot to bring peanuts. Elephants might be big, but peanuts are not on their menu. Ever heard that dogs see in black and white? This myth likely stems from early scientific studies. However, recent research has debunked this misconception. Dogs can indeed see color, just not the same range or intensity as us humans. Their world is not just shades of gray, but a muted palette compared to ours with hints of blue and yellow. So while dogs might not see the world in technicolor, they definitely see more than black and white. Next up, the belief that cats always land on their feet. This myth likely originates from a cat's impressive righting reflex, which often allows them to twist midair and land on their feet. However, it's crucial to understand that while cats are indeed nimble creatures, they're not immune to harm. High falls can cause serious injuries, even if they manage to land on their feet. So remember, it's safer to keep your feline friends away from high places. Cats might be agile, but they're not invincible. Ever heard that camels store water in their humps? This myth probably originated from observing how well camels endure harsh desert conditions. However, it's not quite accurate. The truth is, camel humps are filled with fat, not water. This fat serves as a concentrated energy source that the camel can tap into when food is scarce. The fat can also be converted into water when necessary, aiding in their survival in arid environments. Camels are desert survivors, but their humps are for more than just water storage. Let's move on to the belief that penguins mate for life. This myth likely stems from observing emperor penguins, who are known to form long-term bonds. However, it's not quite the lifelong commitment we've come to believe. Many penguin species do pair up for breeding seasons, but they don't always stick together year after year. Some even switch partners within a single season. So while these tuxedo-clad birds may seem like hopeless romantics, remember, penguins might be romantic, but they're not always monogamous. Ever heard that bulls hate the color red? This myth probably sprouted from the spectacle of bullfighting, with the matador's vibrant red cape perceived as an irritant. However, science tells us a different story. Bulls, like many other hoofed animals, are colorblind. What really gets their attention is the matador's movement, not the fiery hue of the cape. The red color is more for the audience's dramatic effect than the bull's rage. Bulls might be powerful, but they're not seeing red. Finally, the myth that lemmings commit mass suicide. This grim tale suggests that these tiny rodents deliberately leap off cliffs en masse. The story's origins are likely tied to their large-scale migrations where, unfortunately, some do tumble off cliffs due to the crowds. However, this is not a case of intentional self-destruction. Instead, it is a consequence of their instinctive migratory behavior, not a morbid group decision. Lemmings might be small, but they're not suicidal. And there we have it, 10 animal myths debunked. From the idea of ostriches burying their heads in the sand, to the misconception that all bats are blind, we've uncovered the truth behind these widely believed fallacies. We've learned that goldfish do have a memory span longer than 3 seconds. Elephants don't actually have a fondness for peanuts, and dogs see the world in more than just black and white. We've debunked the myth that cats always land on their feet, camels store water in their humps, and penguins mate for life. We've discovered that bulls are not provoked by the color red, and lemmings don't actually commit mass suicide. Each of these revelations underscores the importance of understanding animals and their behaviors accurately. The more we learn about the animal kingdom, the more we realize how truly diverse and incredible it is. Remember, the animal kingdom is full of surprises, and it's always more fascinating than fiction.